Well, hello people, and welcome to Tiny Glade. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Wanted to spend a bit of time this week just having a bit of a spotlight on what is an incredibly unique, charming, and just across the board cutesy experience. I haven't ever really come across a game like this before. The best way to describe it would be a diorama builder, I think, and it's super cool. So when you start a new Glade, if you like, you're building these little squares, and we can choose a seasonal theme. And there's also a daily theme that rotates each day. So I think we'll take the daily theme. Let's hit Hilltop Hamlet. So we start out with a little kind of pre-building. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this. So there's no resource gathering here. There's no simulation. There's no production chains to worry about. It's just create your own perfect little diorama with the tools available. Now I am going to actually deforest quite a bit at the start here because I just want to be able to see what we have to play with. Now this daily theme is actually starting with a little hilltop in the middle, which is quite nice. We can probably work this into our build. And we've also got a little stream down here as well. I would highly recommend checking this game out. It's unlike anything you will have ever played before. Cool, so this opens up the space a little bit for us. So coming down to our bottom menu, which is really the only interface the game has, we can start by placing these little buildings. So let's go ahead and get a building up here, which gives us this. Now there's also a path here as well. I'm going to delete that, and you'll notice that removes the door, but we'll get to that in a second. So each of these little modules, you can click on them and change their designs. However, if you right click, you get a much more kind of in-depth manipulation tool, if you like. So you can sync the roofs, you can thin them out, you can widen them, you can really do quite a lot of things with them, and all this generation is procedural, and it's just indescribable. It's so cool. So let's have a little toy up here, right? And I'd like to drag this just off the edge so we can see these foundations. And let's try and drag this over here, okay? Stick another building next door to this, right? As a bit of a house, if you like. I'm gonna drag this one out to the same width. And let's maybe make this one a little bit taller, shall we? Something like that. And I think, again, I'm gonna go ahead and have these kind of castle roofs on, at least for the first bit, okay? So right now we're just kind of left with this open structure. So let's come ahead onto our path tool. Now you can set the width of the path here. So that'll be a small path, and then up to maximum width, it's much wider. So really nice little pathing mechanic. Let's go ahead and just erase these pathways here. So I'll grab kind of a regular pathway, and let's feed this up the hill where we would expect people to walk, have a bit of a switchback coming up here. Now, there is no people in the game at the minute. I really hope that comes as an update so you can see little, essentially Sims walking about the buildings. Now, look what happens when we draw the path into the door there. Isn't that just so charming? Really, really cool. And now we can manipulate this door again as well. We can make it a little bit grander. But I think I'm just going to be happy with it as a little small door. I believe we could also make stairs here as well if we were to come up. It's going to generate a little staircase in there for us, right? And it all just works. To quote Todd Howard, this is one instance where it actually does just work, right? It's pretty mental. So let's have this tower up here as well. Now I'm going to right click this, and I'd like to narrow it a little bit, but I do want it to be quite tall, I think. And then with the roof, let's kind of make it go in a little bit narrower. I think maybe even a little bit taller too. Yeah, I like that there. Go ahead and find some windows. I think while we're making a, I guess, sort of hilltop castle structure, let's go with some castle windows. Now we can just draw these up, drag these ones up to the top. And then we can just have some windows up here. Get some windows on our kind of main castle wall as well, shall we? Maybe we can also add another pathway through here. Now they can get in there. Let's also add another building on here as well. Let's do this one just on the corner. Game also has a beautiful little day-night cycle as well. It's an incredibly charming, just gorgeous game to look at, I think. bring this larger building up a little bit taller too. And the things people are already doing on this game is just absolutely insane. You'll hopefully have seen some pop up in your YouTube feed recently, but it's pretty mad. I think someone's already built Rivendell from Lord of the Rings in this game, which is just crazy to think about, isn't it? It really is. Get some more pathways coming through here as well to create another doorway in. You also get these little props generating down on the corner there too. It's just it's such a charming experience to watch. Get some light posts up here as well. Some little lamps coming up the pathway here maybe. Stick a couple of trees up the hill too. Something like that. When we come to the colour swatch down here as well, we can also change the texture of the building into a variety of different things. We can do... Let's kind of go for like a bit of a stone brick thing, right? I think I'll be happy with that. Let's get some windows on this larger building as well. Let's have one here, and then when you place them together, they just snap into kind of two larger windows. I'm incredibly impressed with the technology behind this to have something like this just work. Pretty mental, not to keep quoting Todd Howard, but it does. Let's get some flowers around the bottom of this cliff here too. I don't mind the occasional tree around the bottom there. Let's do another tower. Right, let's keep making this extravagant castle thing keep growing up here. Where do we want this? Maybe this side of the building? It has really kind of helpful snapping mechanics at play as well. Up that one there. And we can't really bring that one any further up. But that's okay, it's actually delete that then. Which actually does change the shape of the building itself, doesn't it, when we place that like that. Which is... okay, I think I can actually work with that. I just want it to be a little bit higher up. There we go, and look at that, we get these pillars generated now as well, because it accounts for that support that's actually needed. Bring this one up, let's narrow it out a little bit. Yeah, I'm happy with that, and maybe even another little tiny tower on this one. Yeah, manipulate it. Let's bring it really, really far down so it's like a supplementary tower on this one, right? You know what? I actually think I'm kind of happy with the ruin there. I think I like that. Let's go ahead and change up this texture as well to be the same as the rest of the castle. And we'll have that there. Let's go ahead and get some tower windows back on this as well. Kind of a bit of a Rapunzel-esque tower, isn't it? But you can just be endlessly creative with these kind of things. It's kind of mad. I'd love to have some kind of smaller houses as well on the climb up the hill here. So let's see if we can develop some smaller little numbers. Let's go ahead and stretch this one out a little. And we'll make it a touch taller. Also push it back a little bit from the pathway so then we can design a door in for this one. Maybe let's have the pathway extend around the back too. And now with the water, when you draw the pathway across, it creates these little kind of stepping stones, which is very, very nice. Even got some cute little happy ducks knocking about with the water too. Just so cute. Now we'll have another back door onto this building here as well. So go ahead and give it a light as well. Put these on the walls this time, and you'll see they just snap on. Get in the Discord as well, by the way, because there's a whole bunch of us designing and building in the Discord. We'd love to have you come and join us if you're at all interested in Tiny Glade. Get some windows along the top there. All these little props just pop in as well. So fancy. So nice. Let's see if we can have another little building here. Maybe make this one a little bit smaller. I think with that roof, we're just going to take it straight down. I'm happy with that. I'd love to see if we can create a pathway here. Not sure how well it'll play on the second layer. Not all that well, but we can work with it. can also add chimney stacks onto these too, again, which are fully able to be manipulated. And then you can just create these little cozy homes on the climb up to the main castle, if you like. I guess really with the backstory behind your particular glade is really whatever you want it to be, whether you want to build kind of a huge castle structure or a medieval castle, just a small village, or just kind of a nature scene. It's really just open to your own interpretation as to how you want to play. Like I said, definitely go and check out. I'll try to remember actually to leave the Rivendell build link down below that someone made. Pretty just mental what people have already managed to do with this game, and you hope as it gets updates, and maybe we're going to get some Sims knocking about here at some point too. You know, people moving back and between the buildings, not really after kind of a, you know, a full-blown simulation, if you like, really just a little collection of people moving around would be fantastic. See if we can bring this roof down a little bit too. Narrow it down. Yeah, I'm liking that. I think I love seeing the sheep full. That's very cute, isn't it? But you can also pet the sheep. I wonder if you can pet the ducks as well. You can. Oh, and the fish even respond to the cursor. I hadn't noticed that before. Absolutely wonderful. So I'm liking this. This is very nice. Let's go ahead and bring some more pathways meandering up through here. Yeah, desire lines, I guess is what they're called, isn't it? Yeah, path of least resistance where people might walk up. Get some of these flowers around the base as well. We can also expand the water tool and play with some walls, so I think I'd love to try and attempt that. So with the wall tool, we can just draw this out, and it will just snap into what we want. As we cross a pathway, of course, it'll generate the little entryways. Actually, I think let's maybe stop the wall just around the water. We'll create maybe a bit of a moat, perhaps. This one come across there. Now, I'm not actually sure how it's going to behave with the terrain here. And let's just hook it into the castle. And then we can just bring it back out this side again, right? It'd be super cool. Let's add maybe some little turrets onto the edge of the wall here. Have these ones a little bit wider too. So narrow that roof down into a little spire. And we'll grab some lights for it. We'll put trees on the outskirts too. And let's do a fancier window in here. Something like that. And maybe let's give this a slightly different colour palette maybe. Kind of hard to stray away. Once you've chosen one, you want to stay with it. So I think I can enjoy that. I wouldn't mind also changing the colour of the wall there as well to the rest of the castle, I suppose. Yeah, I like that. Then let's grab some more pathways and then we can just create these little fence gates all the way through. The mind begins to boggle at the possibilities of having a city builder with this kind of engine to customize the buildings on the fly. It's tantalizingly exciting, isn't it? It really is. Cool. So I'm liking my little ruined castle up here. Was a mistake, but I'm just gonna roll with it as the video goes on. Let's get some more windows up here as well. Fantastic. Maybe a nice double window in here. Something like that. Yeah, I think I'm on board with that one there. Let's do a couple more turrets around the edge of our perimeter as well. Why not? See if we can bring these up. And again, let's change it over to the colour that we're using. There we go. I like that. See if we can work with some of these tighter spaces around the engine here. So let's do another larger building. Pull this one out to be a big old wide boy. Let's kind of merge it into the wall there if we can. Yeah, well, I'm happy with that. And then we'll stick a side module on. Make this one a little bit taller. That's perfect. And we're gonna get another sunset here as well. Would you look at that? If there's anything that sells me on a video game, it's the volumetric god rays from the sunset. Skyrim had the same effect on me. I was like, oh, wow. Isn't that gorgeous? Really, really nice. Create another little building out here, shall we? Let's do it. There's also a terraforming feature too. So you can mess with the land if you like. Let's also complete that moat as well. I'd quite like to have the wider river running around. Might want to remove a little bit more of these trees too, just so we can see what's going on. Let's really push that water up around the base of this tower here. So it really acts as a bit of a moat, you know. Push that across. Again, we'll see those little stepping stones, I guess is the best way to describe it, isn't it, when the path crosses the water. Push all that back up there. And this as well, leave a little bit of land around here, maybe where we can pack in some more trees around the tower. I think I'll be very much enjoying that, I think. Trees up where these flowers are. Fantastic. And just... I can't describe it. There's literally no other game that's like this. I think... Is this possibly the first like major diorama builder we've ever seen? I can't really recall one other one that kind of operates in this style. I don't think certainly there's a game that has this sort of engine. It's pretty beautiful. Let's get more of these flowers up on the edge of the path too. Something like that. And then we get some more trees knocking about. Fabulous. I reckon a chimney would also go in tremendously well here too. Yeah, I'm liking that there. And the creativity now is just essentially endless. You can do whatever you want in whatever configuration. There's no annoying anarchy to tell you, no, that's not how that works. You can't do it like that. Or this won't fit here. It just snaps and adjusts to this. I guess, could we call this procedural generation? I think it might be an appropriate title for it, right? Not entirely sure whether or not this will be classed as procedural. But whatever it is, it deserves all the praise in the world. Narrow that roof down again too. Probably do the same with this one, so we're in a similar style. Let's maybe go a touch taller, just so we can justify some windows around the place. Put some in there. Some on the side. You put 3 together, it turns into like a little bay window. With the little plant pots. Which is so nice. You can unlink them as well. With that left control if you don't want that to happen. You see these little hay bales just pop in. There's props by the windows. And there is an immense amount of joy to be had here. I think if you just, it's one of those games where you can sit on it for just a little session and then end up spending till 3 AM just building out a little diorama glade that you can imagine it to be whatever you want, really. There's no limitations saying you have to build this. Maybe they will bring challenges in at some point. I think that would be quite a nice idea for the game. You have to meet kind of a competition. I imagine actually that this game would suit a build-off competition very well. Maybe that's something we can look into in a kind of spice of the month vibe that we had in the Discord. Maybe we can have that tiny glade as well. A bit of a tiny glade build-off in the Discord perhaps. Which is linked down below, by the way, if you're interested in coming to share your tiny glade builds. Please do. Let's get some more lights around the footpath here too. Spin these around so they're hanging over their respective pathways to light them up. Fantastic. But the game also has a really nice photo mode as well. You can do various different things. It like really plays with the FOV. It's really cool. It's very nice. And we can also take first-person tours as well, which is honestly fabulous. Love seeing a first-person function camera built into the game. Then you can just meander around your creation and enjoy the incredibly charming soundtrack as well. Got a sheep up here with a bird on its head. Haven't seen that before. You can just glitch through the doors, but of course these are just hollow structures. There's nothing inside them for you to look at. But you can do that if you want. I love the little ruined castle bit here. That's very fancy. Total accident. Wasn't intended. But yeah, I hope you all managed to enjoy this game in some capacity at least anyway, because it's just one of the most charming experiences I think I've ever had, you know. Let's see if we can do something with our pathway out here. And that one over there. I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and pack some trees into this middle courtyard as well, where we're not going to build anything here. And then we love this moat coming around the edge here. So nice to have a water tool built in, isn't it? There we go. And then we can delete some things we're not happy with. Don't want trees in the water, for example. So let's just trim back any that are perhaps encroaching upon that rule. There are a few offenders, I think. Yeah, I think that's better. See if we can make a bit of a wider body of water out here, actually. Perhaps isolate a little island within that lake as well. We push all this back out. Just decorate this in flowers if I don't delete the island. There we go. We can just delete the water as well. Bring it back in. Fantastic. And let's connect those two pathways together as well, shall we? Let's bring this one from here. And just around into the bag. Hey guys, let's let me know if you're interested in seeing some more Tiny Glade. I think it's a game that lends itself extremely well to time-lapsing over kind of a Let's Play format. So if you'd be happy to see some Tiny Glade builds on the channel, do indeed let me know. I can definitely see myself revisiting this experience at several points, especially as it grows and updates as well as time goes on. With the little outhouse out here, maybe. Some smaller windows. And can we play with the castle wall again? Kind of an outer perimeter, maybe? I do love the wall tool. It is so cool. It's all just seamless. It just snaps in. You can adjust the height of the walls as well as you can with the buildings. There's nothing to stop you from doing that. See if we can create a small little turret on the edge here as well. Let's maybe narrow this one down a touch. Like these little kind of curved spire roofs as well. Yeah, a couple of little windows on there. Of course, it's probably going to make sense to have entranceways into these little, I guess what I'm treating as guard towers. As if I'm inspecting some kind of invasion. Yeah, cannot get the total war mindset out. Get some trees up here too. Now let's maybe do another little tower over here. And then let's maybe finish off with some trees and flowers up against the river. Something like that. I think it's going to be very nice, isn't it? And then once we're happy with the glade we have created, we can come into photo mode and take ourselves a happy little screenshot. We can change the field of view here as well. It's like a top-down perspective. Just a really intuitive, easy camera mode to use. And you'll have a lot of fun with it. Just, I think, as much fun building the thing as actually taking pictures, you know? They're just various different brightnesses, contrasts, saturations. You can get little mini pictures like this. I'm not sure what exactly you would call that. But either way, a tremendously charming and fun little experience that I would highly recommend to anyone that's involved in kind of city builders or general simulation or designing. You won't really find an experience like this anywhere else, I don't think. It's really a marvel within itself. I can't really recall one other diorama builder, and even if there is another one that's this good and this fleshed out and this organic in its presentation and its design. A really unique experience I would thoroughly recommend to you all. I'll leave a link down to that Rivendell build as well so you can re-see what the Tiny Glade geniuses are already putting together with this structure. It's pretty mental. But a massive shout out to all the patrons that support our channel, with a roll call to Louis Adlam, O'Hay Casino and Andrew Perez. Links down below if you are interested. And I'll also leave the Tiny Glade Steam page but let me know if you've also been playing Tiny Glade and exactly what you think of it. I love this sort of build, and let me know if you want to see more Tiny Glade content. I think I can certainly put together some time lapses of what we build in here, because I think it definitely lends itself better to that format than kind of a let's play, if you like. I hope you enjoyed the spotlight regardless. Let's thank you all so much once again for watching, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.